What's up, guys? Welcome to a very special Q&A episode of the Movie Fandom Show. So there's no guest. It's just me and the questions that you guys asked on the Take 3 Facebook page, the fan group, if we want to call it a group. So let's get it started. All right, first question we have is from Michael Campbell, and he asks, what's a movie you don't like that has something very good in it that you wish was expanded upon? Basically, you wish the movie revolved around that particular thing. I'm actually going to go with, and it's not a movie I would say I hate. I think it's an okay movie for what it is, but 1995's Judge Dredd, there's actually a possibility for a good, crime story, like someone impersonating Dredd and Dredd being on trial for. I think if they expanded that could have been an actual really interesting movie. The problem is it wouldn't be as much as a big summer action romp that they wanted. But that's what I would go with. So more of a crime sort of investigative thing for 1995 Judge Dredd. Michael Campbell also asks, what's a movie you love that has something bad in it you skip over or wish was taken out? Armageddon, I think although it's funny, Steve Buscemi, the whole he's got space dementia, really adds nothing to the plot. It's not like if his space dementia and him shooting the gun affected the asteroid and, did some, but it doesn't do anything. It's kind of just pointless, and so I would take that out. Ryan Permission, and I hope I'm pronouncing your name right, asks, what in your opinion is the greatest movie of all time? Okay, I'm gonna say it's not my favorite movie of all time, but I think a movie that I feel like has influenced a lot of movies, especially movies that I like, is the Ten Commandments, actually. I think the Ten Commandments, the Charlton Heston, I think that movie, just what it did for epics as a film, that is a hugely epic movie. And I feel like summer blockbusters and stuff like that, even if they don't know it, I feel like Ten Commandments raised the bar of making epic filmmaking. I feel like films are, they're we gotta hit, even if they don't know it. I just feel like it's one of those it just baseline is this is how you make an epic movie. But Ryan also asked, of all the movies you've seen so far, what is, in your opinion, is the one that stands out among the rest and why? Well, that's Empire Strikes Back. That is my favorite movie of all time. I think that movie is so good at doing a lot. A lot is thrown at you when you look at Empire. There's the love story between Han and Leia. There's Luke's possible fall to the temptation to the dark side. There's Luke training. There are the droids. There's Lando. There's Vader. All of it in one 2.5 hour movie. It's not really. It doesn't feel that, and it's so amazing, that you can create a story and characters and everything that we want to see, and that I can't think of taking a single scene out of Empire because I think it's that good. So yeah. Robert Parker asks, what's a movie that other people hail as a masterpiece that you don't like or think is overrated? Basically, what is your biggest unpopular opinion movie? Here I am waiting for all the dislikes and hate. Shawshank Redemption. I think that movie is fine. I don't think it's better than Forrest Gump, which I think it is one of my favorite films of all time and deserved the Oscar. I have seen Shawshank 3 times, and each time, and it's a movie where I'm I see there is great filmmaking in this. I see there is great acting, but it just doesn't do it for me, personally. If you love the movie, keep on loving the movie. Chris Clark asks, what was your first experience going to the movies? I believe, if my dates are correct, my first time I can remember going to the movies was to see Monsters Inc. And it was the first time I can remember being in a movie theater. And I remember it was raining that night, and my whole family went, and I loved the movie, and I loved Mike Wazowski, because when I was a kid, I was obsessed with the color green, and so I just liked Mike just because of that. I remember Randall scaring me, and I just remember that whole experience of just like, I remember waiting on a line. I feel like we got there early, and so there was like a line that we had to wait on, and I just, all of that. Yeah, Monsters Inc. is the first one. Manning Franks asks, what little known movies or TV shows do you think need more love? Recommend one of each to us. Alright, so for movies, I talk about this movie all the time, but Escape from New York, please, guys, underrated classic. If you have not seen Escape from New York, John Carpenter's 1981 classic, please go check it out. It's a pretty, like, streamlined short film. It's not 3 hours long. You won't be wasting your time. It is amazing. TV shows, I quickly talked about it when we had William Bibbiani on, and we were talking about cancel too soon shows. The Flash from 1990 with John Wesley Shipp is one of the greatest depictions of the superhero I have ever seen, and no one talks about it. Now, I love the CW Flash show. I watch that show every week, but the Flash series from 1990 is so good. Seriously, it's so amazing. You can easily find the DVD. I got mine off Amazon, with Amazon Prime free shipping. There's 22 episodes. Each one, besides the first episode, is about 40 minutes. So you're able to get a lot of good story in there. The first episode is 90 minutes. It's a movie, but it's so good, and it does a good job of showing you who this character is and what it's going to be like for him. Yeah, I love that movie. TV show, I'm sorry. Robert Parker asks, what's your favorite episode of the Movie Fandom Show so far? Whew, okay. Wow. I gotta say, there's been so many great ones, but I think for me, Batman Returns with Chris Clark is my favorite. I love Batman Returns, and to be able to talk about that movie with someone who loves it, actually, I think Chris Clark loves it a little bit more than I do, and it's just because that is usually a movie that I'm always defending in conversations. I'm always saying, no, but there's Keaton, and there's Elsa Scott. With Chris Clark on that episode, was literally just two people who love it, just being like, I love this movie. That's my favorite so far. Eric Knoll asks, best and worst movie of the last 5 years. Okay. Worst, if I have my time correct and you guys can correct me on it, A Good Day to Die Hard. One of my most hated films of all time. I was not able to see it in the theater, but I rented it, and I remember stopping 20 minutes into the movie because I had no clue what was going on. All I knew is Bruce Willis is not John McClane in this movie, and I hated it. And then I eventually finished it, and I was like, I probably would have been just as well to have just only seen the first 20 minutes. Best movie of the last 5 years? There's a couple. The Accountant, Rogue One, Force Awakens. I really love the Magnificent Seven remake, so that's a couple. I'm not sure what the best is. Spotlight is another one. Jeremy Paul Adams asks, Schmodown players you most dream of having on Worldwide Movie Trivia. Mark Riley's the obvious answer. I would love John Roca to be on. I would love for them to be on as like co-hosts, not competing. I would love for, these people to come on, Christian Harloff, Mark Ellis, to come on and be commentators. The one I would love to co-host, I would love to co-host a match with Ken Napzok. That would be a lot of fun if I could co-host a Worldwide Movie Trivia match with him. Michael Campbell, asking a lot of questions. Thank you, buddy. He asks, what would you rather? Bad first act with a good to great second and third acts, or a good, great first and second act with a bad third act? I'm going to say I would rather a movie finish strong and have started a little wonky than start off strong and end a little wonky, because the ending of a movie is so important. If you leave your audience on an extremely high note, they're more likely to forgive sins of the beginnings, problems with the beginning. Rogue One is a great example. Even though I love Rogue One, I do agree that there are some problems with the beginning, but the second and third act of Rogue One is so strong to me that I'm able to forgive it, so that's what I would go with. Michael Campbell, again, asks, what's the most recent movie you watched for the first time? Not including movies that came out this year. That is a really good question. For the first time, I saw Phone Booth, actually, to be honest, for the first time not too long ago. I heard really good things about Phone Booth. My dad actually recommended it, so I rented it from the library and I saw Phone Booth, and I liked it a lot. How many movies do you think you've watched in total since January 1st, 2017? I can't answer that. I'm not sure if you mean new movies or just movies in general. I'd say a handful. I've watched at least 5. That is, sorry, but yeah, I don't have a quite good enough answer. Manning Franks asked, personal question, but last good cry in a film. For me, it was Your Name and A Monster Calls, which both wrecked me on an emotional level. The last movie I had a good cry in. I'm going to say, actually, Close Encounters of the Third Kind. I went to go and see it recently with the re-release, and I forgot how beautiful of a movie it was. It really, sitting in that theater, that movie reminded me, God, this is why I do what I do. This is why I watch movies. This is why I love movies, because I was moved. I was moved when the final theme starts. I got legit goosebumps, and I did totally I started to tear up at it because I was like, God, this is beautiful. So yeah, the Close Encounters re-release. Linus Babcock asks, what got you involved in this movie type fandom? Well, if you listened to the 200 subscribers special episode I did, I talked about how my family never, they're not really into film, so I kind of just discovered it myself, and I kind of just got connected to it myself. So, yeah. So, guys, that is all I have for Q&A questions. I would love to have kept going longer, but no questions. Yeah, this was really fun. If you guys like this, tell me if you want me to do this more often. I like connecting with you guys. I like answering your questions. If you have any, you can, as always, ask me on Twitter at Kearns_Matthew. I'm on Take 3 all the time. You can ask in the comments here or in the comments of any of the episodes of the Movie Fandom Show that I do, which goes up every other Wednesday. Guys, please check them out. Share the videos. Give this video a thumbs up. Give the other episodes a thumbs up. Alright? And if you want to be on an episode of the Movie Fandom Show, look in the description below and you can find out a way to get on and talk about a movie you love. Alright? So, that's all for me today. And remember to keep loving movies. Take care, guys.